When Alex stepped through the doors of the Savory Dreams culinary studio, the last thing he expected to see was 20 pairs of eyes staring intently at him, especially the pair of hazel eyes with specks of gold that belonged to the girl by the first table. "Oh, thank goodness! Finally!" she exclaimed, hopping up from her seat. Her chestnut hair danced around her shoulders, and a white apron accentuated all the curves Alex was trying not to stare at for too long. "We were starting to think the new instructor had ditched us." "Instructor?" Alex opened his mouth to explain the mistake, but the girl was already approaching, and the scent of her perfume, something between vanilla and jasmine, mixed with the aromas of garlic and rosemary. As she extended her hand for a greeting, her fingers brushed his palm, and for a split second, Alex forgot how to breathe. "I'm Olivia," she smiled, and Alex noticed the slight unevenness when the corners of her lips turned up, making her smile even more charming. "And you must be that famous chef from New York." Famous chef? Alex quickly looked around. All the students were staring at him with anticipation. In the corner stood a table with ingredients, and on the chalkboard written in chalk was today's menu: truffle risotto with Chef David Rivera. "Oh crap. Actually, he started, but Olivia interrupted, taking his hand and pulling him toward the center of the room. "Don't be shy. We're all absolutely thrilled, especially after Emma showed us your photo on Instagram." She winked. "Though the pictures don't quite capture how striking you are in real life." Alex felt his cheeks flesh. Olivia was standing so close, he could see the tiny gold flecks in her eyes and the way she slightly bit her bottom lip, waiting for his response. Alex glanced at the expectant faces around him. Among them, a woman in her 50s with a notepad ready, a young guy gripping a professional knife, and 3 college students exchanging excited glances. "Maybe we should just get started," he offered, praying that the real instructor would appear and save him from this situation. "Perfect?" Olivia clapped her hands, and Alex couldn't help but notice how it made her chest bounce slightly beneath the apron. "Focus, man. Just first, maybe take off your jacket. It's a little hot by the burners." Alex looked down at his leather jacket, the one thing that screamed non-chef. As he took it off, Olivia helped, her fingers accidentally brushing his shoulders through his t-shirt. Nice build," she murmured, quiet enough only for him to hear. "Must be all that dough you work with." Alex almost laughed. His nice build was the result of a year of gym sessions after a breakup, not needing dough. But the way Olivia was looking at him with that playful smirk and slightly daring gaze made him want to play the part just a little longer. "Right, the risotto," Alex began, approaching the ingredient table and trying to remember everything he'd seen on cooking shows. "It's a very Italian dish." "God, you have such a sexy accent when you talk about food," Olivia whispered, leaning in closer under the pretense of examining the rice. Her hair brushed his shoulder, and Alex felt an electric current. "Accent? I was born in Ohio. Maybe you can show us your signature technique?" asked Emma, the woman in her 50s, holding her pen ready. Alex picked up a wooden spoon, praying his hands wouldn't shake. "Sure. But first," he turned and nearly collided with Olivia, who was standing right behind him. Their bodies were an inch apart. "Sorry," she whispered, but didn't back away. Instead, her gaze dropped to his lips. "Just wanted a better view." "A better view of what?" "Me completely failing." Yeah, risotto." Alex cleared his throat, taking a step back. "The most important thing is the rice." The students nodded as if he had just revealed a secret of the universe. "And you need to cook it." Olivia giggled, a sound like little bells. "You're so funny. I heard real chefs have an amazing sense of humor." Alex started to heat oil in a pan, trying to look confident. "Do you come to these cooking classes often?" "This is my first time," Olivia admitted, leaning against the counter in a way that required incredible effort from Alex not to stare at the curve of her waist. "Actually, I'm here because of a friend. She said it would be fun." "And what do you think so far?" Olivia raised an eyebrow. "Well, the instructor turned out to be way more attractive than I expected." "Oh my God. She's actually flirting. She's actually flirting." "Chef Rivera," one of the students called out. "The oil's smoking." Alex quickly turned to the pan where the oil had indeed started to smoke. He grabbed an onion and began to chop it, trying to remember how they did it on YouTube. Wow, what knife skills! Olivia was beside him again, watching his movements. Can I try? Before Alex could answer, she stood in front of him, pressing her back against his chest, and took his hands in hers. Show me. Her body was warm and soft, and her hair tickled his chin. Alex felt his heart pounding so loudly he was sure she could hear it. Yeah, just carefully, he croaked, their hands moving together. Olivia leaned back slightly, and Alex felt every line of her figure. I like this, she murmured. Your teaching approach is very hands-on. If she keeps this up, I'm going to lose my mind. Somewhere in the middle of Alex trying to explain the difference between arborio and carnoli rice, which he knew absolutely nothing about, the door opened with a loud creak. Sorry I'm late. A man in his 40s with a professional knife set burst into the class. I'm David Rivera, your instructor. Got held up in traffic on his voice trailed off when he saw Alex by the stove with Olivia still standing impossibly close. A dead silence fell. Everyone turned from the real chef to Alex and back again. Olivia slowly stepped back, her cheeks flushed. And who are you? Rivera asked, his eyes narrowing. Alex felt the walls of the room closing in. Oh my God, Olivia whispered, realization dawning on her. Then unexpectedly, she burst out laughing. You're not the chef. Technically, no, Alex admitted, taking off the apron. I came in here because I thought it was the restroom. The restroom? Olivia was laughing so hard she had to lean on the counter. You thought our studio was a restroom? Well, the sign on the door was kind of blurry and I pointed to the sign near the entrance. It says the studio address and beneath it in small letters, men's restroom, 2nd floor. The rest of the students started to laugh and even Rivera couldn't hide a smile. So, you just accidentally led a cooking lesson for us? Olivia wiped away tears of laughter and almost set the kitchen on fire in the process. Hey, the students saved the oil. I didn't burn it. Alex held up his hands in a defensive gesture. Olivia moved closer, her eyes dancing with amusement. And all that stuff about the nice build from kneading dough. Gym, lots of gym and very little dough and the sexy accent. Born in Columbus, least sexy place in America. Olivia laughed even harder. Oh my God. And I thought you were all mysterious and talented. Sorry to disappoint, Alex said with a self-deprecating smile. Disappoint? Who said I was disappointed? That electric tension was back between them, even more intense after all the laughs and confessions. All right, Rivera intervened, clapping his hands. The romance can wait. We've got risotto to cook. Actually, Olivia didn't take her eyes off Alex. What if our fake chef stays as a student? Alex looked at her. The way she was biting her lip, waiting for his answer. The way her hands played with the edge of her apron. The mischievous sparkle in her eyes. Well, he said, shrugging. I still haven't found the restroom anyway. 2 hours later, Alex actually learned how to make risotto. He also learned that Olivia is a graphic designer, loves old Hitchcock movies, and has a habit of twirling a strand of her hair around her finger when she's concentrating. No. Rivera rushed over to their table. You're adding the broth too quickly. Sorry, chef. Olivia winked at Alex. My partner is distracting me. Partner? Alex felt the warmth spread through his chest. Distracting you how exactly? He asked, stirring the rice in slow circles. Well, Olivia leaned in closer under the pretense of checking the consistency. For one, you keep looking at me like you're trying to figure something out. And two, you have really nice hands. Her fingers touched his wrist. Very steady movements for a guy who thought the kitchen was a restroom. Alex chuckled. Maybe I'm just a fast learner. Or maybe, Olivia's voice dropped to a near whisper. You're just trying to impress me. Is it working? Olivia paused as if assessing. Her gaze swept from his eyes to his lips and back. So far, yes. Rivera appeared beside them again. Okay, time to taste. Alex scooped a small amount of risotto onto a spoon and offered it to Olivia. When she tasted it, her eyes closed in pleasure. She moaned softly, making Alex grip the edge of the counter tighter. This is incredible. Really? Really? She opened her eyes and looked right at him. Who would have thought that a guy who got lost looking for a bathroom could cook so passionately? Passionately? The word hung between them, loaded with subtext. Listen, Alex said as the class began to break up. I know this sounds crazy considering we met while I was pretending to be someone else. A very sexy someone else, Olivia interrupted with a smile. A very sexy someone else, he agreed. But maybe you'd like to go out for a real dinner, one someone else cooks. Olivia tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, a gesture Alex was already starting to associate with her. What if I want you to cook? Then you'll have to settle for delivery pizza. Perfect. She scribbled something on a slip of paper and handed it to him. My number. And Alex? Yeah. Olivia rose onto her toes and kissed him on the cheek, her lips lingering a second longer than necessary. Next time you're looking for a restroom, call me. You might get lost in something even more interesting. When she left, Alex was still standing by the counter with a goofy grin on his face, holding the slip of paper with her number. Rivera walked up to him, shaking his head. Kid, in 20 years of teaching, I've seen a lot of weird things, but a guy failing so hard at finding a bathroom and still scoring a date. Alex laughed. You know what? I don't regret getting lost at all.